All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics. I hope you all had a very happy Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you were able to spend it with family. I have an unboxing, and just when I thought I wasn't going to be able to find any more deals, because around the holidays, you're not going to have many people selling, and but I always take a look because you never know. And I have another key book that was a newly listed book. It had a buy it now best offer, and the buy it now is actually at a really good price. But since it was late at night, and I always tell people check late at night because you'd be amazed at the deals you will find. I thought it was worth taking the chance on trying to do a best offer. I didn't get much off, but I still got way below what this comic is worth. And as usual, I want you guys to get used to looking up prices and seeing what kind of deals are out there and not ever giving up because I hopefully can inspire maybe one or two people to understand that even key comics, there are always people out there that either don't know what they're selling or don't care and they're just selling it to get some money. There are people that'll have something that they know is valuable, but they don't bother looking up what the value is and just assume a price, and they might be happy with making $1,000 on a $10,000 book. But with the days of Google, where or even AI, where you could literally search information within 30 seconds, um, the only person that's stopping you from making deals or finding deals is yourself. So I'm trying to help inspire the one or two people that maybe think they can't do these things. You can. It's not luck, it's action. So this is another key comic, and I got like three or four, not major keys, but they are definitely key comics that are on their way. They'll most likely get here after the New Year's, but I technically bought them in 2025. So the year is ending the way it began, which was pretty strong. So hopefully I will inspire people to understand that deals are out there waiting to be found. GT Key Comic, one of my moderators, welcome, and always good to see you. Hopefully others will join into the live chat. If you want to critique the AI art, I thought I'd do something different for a change. You could critique it positive or negative. I'll leave it up to you if you want to thumb up the video or thumb it down. Again, the fact that you're here is all that matters, so do what you will. Shout out to all my Patreon members on this screen. Also, the addition of Brian Hood, which is not on here yet, and he's been very understanding. I appreciate that. Still ongoing situation with that one stray cat. We're now bringing him for the fifth time back to the vets. He's got a big swelling on the top of his head, which means something's going on in his brain, but we're not giving up on him. So we're taking him to the vet in a little bit, so this video won't be too long. But if you want to help with contributing to my Patreon, which, like I say all the time, 95% of most likely of the money that is contributed goes towards helping all the stray animals that I take care of, including like what's going on with the vet bills and medicines, foods, water, shelter. You'll get your name up on this board. You just go on patreon.com/slash we love comics. One of the benefits is when I do my auctions, you have the access to be able to get a list of the books that are available for sale in the auction before anybody else can see it. So you have the opportunity, if you want, to make an offer on any of the books. And if I accept it, you get the book before anybody else even knows what's coming onto the auction, let alone having it go onto the auction. This keeps you from having to either forget about the auction or having plans on the day or the time that it's scheduled and missing it, or going onto the auction and getting into a bidding war and spending more than you wanted to, or getting outbid and end up not even being able to acquire it at all. So patreon.com/slash Love Comics. If I get to 20 paid members in any given month, I have giveaways. We'll get there eventually, even if it takes 10 years. The day I get 20 paid members in a month, I will do these raffles. There is no minimum to enter, but for every $2 that you contribute, you'll get an entry. So the more you contribute, the more the chances are once we get to that point. And let's get on to the show. You can see I changed things up a little bit. The other comic is right here. It's not that I have anything against Amazing Spider-Man #1, but I figured since the other two are the Golden Age, figured I'd make it a trifecta. So if you want to critique that at all, you can. So here is the package. I cut it open a little bit because it was just one of those where they taped the living Jesus out of it, but I haven't looked inside. This way it'll save some time for those who don't like to watch people trying to unopen a package for an hour, which I don't blame you. So this is a Silver Age book. I did ask the person if they can add cardboard, which they did. I always tell people never assume that a seller knows how to ship a comic or cares enough to ship about a comic. Sometimes they want to make as much money as possible and they'll just ship it out in a manila envelope. We've all had that manila envelope of death. So mentioning how you'd like it to be sent doesn't guarantee they'll do it, but it may increase the chances of them doing it. So they were nice enough to put the cardboard. So just imagine if they didn't do that, what that package would have been. It would have been just a flimsy envelope with the comic inside. And it looks like they were nice enough to add a second comic. They taped them together, and I don't want to bend the comic. So this is nice of them to do. So this is a free comic they put in. I'm sure there's no significance of the book or anything, but that doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts. This is Detective Comics Batman and Robin number 386, taped before a live audience. So if anybody knows if there's any significance of this book, let me know. But that's nice of them to throw in a little freebie. But this one, the price that I got this for in low grade would have been a good price. This book, I mean, obviously I'd have to look at the whole thing, but from the images they showed, this easily looks anywhere between a 5.5 to maybe a 6.5, which to me, well, actually, now that I see, I forgot, but there is a color break increase over here. So I'd say probably a 5 to a 6. Because even with a color break increase, the rest of it's gorgeous. So let's see what you would pay. This was a buy it now best offer. So tell me what you would have paid if you would have saw this. What would have been a price that you would have bought it immediately? Obviously, if somebody put $10, no one's going to sell this book for $10. But when you see the book, tell me what would have made you instantly grab this book or make a best offer. So here is the book. We got Aquaman #1. Now, it's not his first appearance or anything, but it is his first solo story. I mean, look at the colors of this book. Now, the only real quote unquote problem is, see right there, there are two color break increases, but they don't go all the way up the book because you can have what they call a subscription crease where you have a line that breaks color all the way down the middle. That's because back in the days, people used to, read them and then fold them and put them in their pockets and stuff. And that can get a 5.0. But I mean, look at the colors, and you could see, especially along the spine, if there are spine ticks, they are very small. So this book, I would love to hear, and that tape obviously is on the top on the Mylar that they provided. I mean, even the corners. This is a book I think came out around 64, 65. The edges are nice and sharp. So the only damage is right there. So I would say this is between a 5.5 and a 6.0. Obviously, I'd have to look at it, but I saw pictures. Everything is complete. Staples are intact. Centerfold is intact. And again, I'll kind of do a close up. There's a lot of light, so it's hard to see, but you can see no color breaks. Like there's a tiny one right there by this creature's butt. But again, definitely worth it. So I would say between a 5.5 and a 6.0. I got this for probably a 0.5 to 1.0 price. So I'll let you guys, if you want to take the time, if you're watching it live or if you're watching it later, pause the video, go look up look up a 5.0 and look up what these sell for and what they've sold for. And then let me know in the comments section what you would have paid for this if you saw it. They had this listed, and I would have bought it right there if it was earlier in the day, but because it was later at night, I took the chance. They had this listed as a buy it now for $195. Got them down only a little bit, but got them down to 175, which I knew was perfect. So with shipping and handling and eBay taxes, I paid $195.80, which is actually lower than what they said they were going to sell it for originally of 109. It was 198. That's what it was. They had to buy it now for 198. I got them down to 175. So with eBay taxes and shipping, it came out to 195.80, which is $3.20 cheaper, $2.20 cheaper than what they were initially going to sell it for. This is absolutely going to be getting graded. I'm going to wait until next year because I'm going to be doing my top, I think either top 30 or top 50 comics of 2025. That should be coming in the beginning of the new year, but this will absolutely be on it. So I don't want to send this out in the next day or so because I'm going to be sending out my next four comics and not be able to show this. But let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Aquaman #1 from roughly around 1964 in really good condition. Like I said, the only bad part that I've seen is those two lines, but you can easily still get between a 5.5, maybe even a 6.5. But I'd be happy with a 5.5 with this or a 6.0. To get it for under $200 to me is as close as a steal as you can get. And that was a buy it now, newly listed book, which means that, like I say all the time, deals are out there. You just got to go hunting for them. If you're not going to look, you're not going to find. So hopefully this continues to inspire people to be able to not give up on key books. And remember, I never look for a specific book. I always write in the search engine whether it's a looking for under newly listed books or ending soonest books. I never put a specific comic. I just write the word comics. And then I put a price range because I don't want to find, you know, 10,000 different dollar books that take you forever to scroll through. And I don't want to have them showing $10,000 books that I can't afford to buy at this particular point. So I do I do a slight range of where I feel comfortable with. And the good thing is, like I say all the time, with things like PayPal and having their payment plans for like 6 months with no interest, definitely helps you acquire books that you might not have been able to get. And that's what inspired me to do payment plans when I do my auctions. So there's the rule, and I hope people will help. Hopefully, this will make this a little bit more sense when you see the thumbnail. So again, I'd love to hear your comments on it, whether it's positive or negative. Again, you can hit like, you can hit dislike, you can hit subscribe, you can hit unsubscribe. Up to you. Um, GTK Comic, obviously, since you're the only one here in the live chat, you are today's surprise subscriber shout out. You know what to do at this point. And I want to hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a very happy New Year. I'll try and do another video in the next day or so because, like I said, I have some more key comics. Some are on the way, but they won't get here until after the New Year's. And it just shows that deals are always out there, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Hopefully, just watching 2025 videos of mine, seeing all of the key books I got this year, and I got some pretty decent ones if you've been watching. Um, they're out there waiting to be found. And sometimes you got to make deals happen where there isn't a best offer and you just contact somebody. Because the worst they can say is no. And I have a comic that I just won last night. Never had before, never even knew existed, that I was able to do that with. And they initially said no. And I ended it at that and told them, I understand and I wish you well and I hope you have great success with your sale. And about an hour later, they contacted me and said, you know what? The price that you offered, I'm willing to accept. So you never know. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So we have one other person before I sign off. So we'll do two people in the surprise subscriber shout out. You just made it here in time, but we're about to end the video. So shout out to not only GTK Comics, but Con Lives. You are both today's surprise subscriber shout outs. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you guys. If you want to take the time to leave a comment once this video uploads, I always appreciate that. I don't get many comments, but I always respond to every one of them. So thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Have a happy and safe New Year's. Don't be drinking and driving. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you.